So we're just sitting here waiting. There may be a thunderstorm rolling through. So it's a very weird, eerie feeling when it's coming. It looks like it's going to be a little bit to the north of us, but who knows? Maybe it'll hit us. But the girls are doing good. They're just kind of hanging out. It's starting to feel a little cooler out. Then we'll check everything out since like everything is, I mean, you can see that. It's so dark over there. Anyway, these are the bulbs that I planted. They're doing very well. Like I said before on my previous videos, if I start to see a flower, I will cut that sucker right off. And I only planted these bulbs because I wasn't sure how my seedlings were gonna do, and I was getting nervous. So I threw these in. They're doing really well. So here's the seedlings. They are doing way better than I ever expected. Now, everything doesn't like competition, so I gotta keep it weeded. And you can see the eggshells in there. They just kinda, as it's been raining, the eggshells have been surfacing. But they look really well. We got some big ones in the middle here. Some little ones. You know, there's some that didn't quite come up, which is okay. I planted a lot, about 150, so should be all right. My garlic, I think I planted way too early, so we'll try that later. We've got a lot of my herbs coming up here. I did throw some more seeds down in some areas just because it's still only like June 4th, so I got plenty of time. Put some lemongrass here. I'm going to put some lemongrass in the chicken run. All the herbs. I put the basil in the other day. That's going well. Some stuff didn't transplant super well. So, like I said the other day, maybe 3 or 4 days ago, I did put seeds in. And then there's the sage that's going to flower. This thing is massive. I can't believe it's doing so well. It looks beautiful. I really do need to start clipping some of it and hanging it to dry. I've already took some of my mint and I'm hanging it to dry only because I pulled some shoots out because I want to put mint in the chicken run just so they have something to chomp on and something to hide under, really. My oregano's doing well. Strawberries. Everything's doing really well. The lavender looks really great. Doing well. Now we'll pop inside. I did show you my asparagus bed. So since this is only the second year, I had to only cut a little bit from it at the beginning because, again, you need green to produce photosynthesis to put more energy into the roots. So I can't harvest every single shoot that comes up. So we harvested it. We probably had, I don't know, we ate it for like 5 dinners. And I think that was really good for the first year. And now you can see all the rest of this is coming up real nice. It's really tall. It's starting to come up. It's going to go to flower. That's perfect. Well, they're actually like almost like ferns, to be exact. And so I won't cut any more from this bed this year. I'll let the roots establish some more, and next year I can harvest even more. But I also wanted to show you, get a little closer here, the little ones that I planted from seed are coming up really well. I put in a whole row here. Let me get this a little clearer. And they're all little ferns, which is great. I have more here, and then a whole patch here. And they're doing really, really well. They look great. They're little tiny, but they're doing well. They're holding their own, so I'm happy with that. So I will not touch any of this year. I probably won't even touch these little babies next year because, again, if you look at my previous videos, I planted these from seed. The bigger ones I planted as a root. So these will need quite a few years to establish before I can eat anything from them. I have my seed carrots here. And this was the main reason why I wanted to do this video right now. Because, look at that. We're starting a flower. So with the carrot seeds, they're a biannual. So they will flower on the second year. So these were carrots that I found left over in the ground, and I transplanted them over to this section so they'd be safe, so to speak. So that way they could grow again for a whole nother season and then produce flowers. And that's where the seeds come from, is the flower and the carrots. So that is super awesome. I'm really excited about that. Got the radishes and the beets coming up. And all the carrots. I've been weeding in here. You know, every day. It doesn't have to be a lot. You don't have to spend a ton of time every time you come out here. But if you come out one day and you pick a little, and before you know it, you've got everything done. So my acorn squash in 3 rows, zucchini. They're little guys. Is this my kohlrabi, I think? Well, you could definitely tell the difference between that UV marker and the non-UV marker. So it was definitely worth the money. Got eggplant, Swiss chard, fennel. Oh, the center row here, I planted some flowers. So we'll see how those come up. In my last video, I did talk a lot about the green beans, and look at the green beans come up. I'm really happy with them. These were all seeds that I got from my plant last year. I had 2 really giant rows of green beans, and then when we had enough green beans, I just let them dry on the plant, and as they were super, super dry, I just shucked them and took the peas or the green beans out of the pods, and those were the seeds that I kept for this year, and these are the ones that I planted, and I'm super happy with them so far. So I had leftovers, so I didn't know what to do with the leftovers. So on the left and the right side of the flowers, I decided to just throw some more seeds in because we're about 2 weeks out from planting the previous green beans, so I figured I'd just put green beans in now. So that way I have a little bit more of a succession planting. So I'm super happy with that. All my viney stuff, oh, they're kind of holding their own. It's been really, really wet. It's been raining a lot, and it's very, very frustrating. I usually only wait till Memorial Day to plant, and then we got a lot of heat within a couple weeks time, and I thought it would be safe, and it just got really rainy, but they're hanging on there. The tomato plants, I went through and I clipped the bottom stems, the bottom leaves, I clipped on all of them because I really do not want to end up with early blight on plants this small, because that's what happens when the temperature's low. Like it went from 90 degrees to 40 degrees, which sucks. Then you have a lot of rain, and the blight is actually in the soil, and it splashes up on the leaves, and it will destroy it. It will absolutely kill your plant. You have to pull them out. There's really nothing you can do. So I'm hoping for the best. They're not too bad. They are a little yellow. I'm a little nervous, but we'll see. So I got my cauliflower, my cabbage, and my broccoli. We had a little rabbit incident, but it is not a problem anymore. The sugar snap peas are coming up really well. The cucumbers are now starting to take off a little bit. They had a little trouble with transplanting. Potatoes are going nuts, so they're doing really, really well. I'm super happy with them. Again, I don't really have a problem with the potatoes around here. the other cucumbers, the loofahs, corn. The corn's coming up. It's super wet here. We need some really hot weather, which we're going to get this weekend. The lettuce, I threw in some more seeds because they didn't transplant well either. And romaine. What else do I got here? Romaine, lettuce, kale, and that's about it. My raspberry bushes, I cut those down right to the ground early this spring, and they are quite bushy now, which is great. That's what they're there for. The blackberry bush is still hanging on. I got 2 apple trees to plant. I planted some marigolds in here, just try to get some stuff going so that we get some flowers, get some bees. We need the pollinators, right? All right, so that's the garden for today. And you gotta see, boy, a video doesn't do it justice. These clouds are absolutely amazing. So dark. And if you could see to the north, woo-wee. I also wanted to show you the chicken coop. We're coming along with the chicken coop. Got the door on it. Door looks great. Roof. We're gonna hold off for a hot minute on the nesting boxes because we aren't gonna need them till the fall because the girls are little. We really just need them out here. We need the chicken door here. And then we gotta put the fencing up. So my son and I the other day spent a couple days digging post holes. And then I went through and plumbed all the poles. So that was a lot of work. Then we just have to get the fence up. I say just. And then put the gate here. We're gonna put it here so it's closer to the house, so it's easily accessible for me because I'm gonna be doing all this. But their run area is 20 by 30, so they will have plenty of room. And in this area, let's go up. So they have a spot that's covered. You know, there's trees here. Where I'm standing gets shade all day long. And we have this tree over here, this tree over here. So really only in this area at the very, very back, it gets sun for pretty much most of the day. I get morning sun in the middle, and then I get full sun pretty much way over here at the corner, which is great. That way, they can come out here and be in the sun, or they can be down there in the shade and have a nice, cool, shady spot. And this is why I picked this, because it's right underneath this giant maple tree, and there's maple trees everywhere. And it's just wonderful. And that way, predators can't see them as much either. I'm gonna plant a lot of stuff here. I got the mint going. I wanted to get that kind of established before I put them out here, so that way they are good to go. They're growing. They are very, very hardy, this mint is, and it will grow. It is very, very invasive. Not really worried about it because if it gets trampled, it'll just come back next year. I'll clip it all down in the fall. It'll come back next year. It's such a great perennial, and it's not bad for the chickens to eat. I'm gonna put lilies in the back. They seem to love all my plants around my house. They just run through, and it seems more secure for them, and I really enjoy that. So we'll put a lot of hosta around the edges of the fence and just give them a nice place. I cannot wait for you guys to see everything when it's done. I'm so excited. So keep following along as we do this chicken run project in the chicken coop, and I hope the girls are super happy. All right, well, thank you for hanging out with me today. So thank you for growing with me so I can grow with you.